You've probably seen a fire truck before, but I'd bet you've never stopped to think that the red vehicle you picture could actually be 6 completely different things, each one built for a specific type of emergency. This video covers all 6, what they are, and what each one actually does. Ladder. When most people picture a fire truck, this is the one they see. The ladder truck is the most iconic, the most recognizable, and almost always the easiest to spot from a distance. But what makes it such a critical piece of equipment isn't just the massive aerial device mounted on top. It's the ability to put firefighters exactly where a standard apparatus simply can't reach. In fires involving multi-story buildings, warehouses, or large structures, the ladder truck becomes essential the moment vertical access is the deciding factor. Victim rescue from upper floors, roof access, structural ventilation, direct fire attack. All of it runs through this vehicle when the operation demands height and precise positioning. In many situations, it also serves as a stable, elevated platform to deliver large volumes of water from above, shifting the entire dynamic of the attack. One important distinction: the ladder truck was built for tactical advantage, not to work alone. It amplifies what the crew is already capable of doing. When a scene grows in height, complexity, and risk, very few apparatus change the outcome as much. Pumper. The pumper carries the bulk of the workload, the operational core of most responses. It was designed to do exactly what the public most associates with firefighting: move water, pressurize lines, and put the attack in motion. It's the apparatus that turns arrival into action. The name says it all: a fire pump, hose loads, connections, hand tools, and in most cases an onboard water tank to initiate the attack before securing an external supply. That combination makes it an exceptionally versatile unit, deployed at residential, commercial, and vehicle fires, as well as a wide range of support calls, with a strong balance of mobility, hydraulic capacity, and fast response. It establishes the attack line, supplies other crews, manages water flow, and keeps the operation moving with consistency. While other apparatus show up for specific situations, the pumper more often than not is the backbone of the response. Without it, most operations never get off the ground. Rescue. The scenario shifts here. A significant number of fire department calls involve no fire, no smoke, and no Haslines. In many of them, what determines the outcome is the ability to access, cut, stabilize, illuminate, and extract victims from complex environments. That's where the rescue truck comes in. From the outside, it looks like an enclosed vehicle with a lot of compartment doors. Inside, the logic is entirely different. The rescue truck functions as a technical tool platform: extrication equipment, lighting systems, electric and hydraulic tools, air supply, high-angle rescue gear, confined space equipment, and structural collapse resources. None of it is focused on extinguishing fire. All of it is built to handle scenes where the problem is technical, mechanical, or structural: serious vehicle accidents, urban rescue operations, victims trapped in wreckage. Incidents where the clock runs on precision far more than water. The rescue truck arrives to solve what requires the right tool, trained personnel, and technical decision-making under pressure. In certain calls, the crew that gets to the victim first is the one that came prepared to cut their way there. Tanker or water tender. The water tender answers a straightforward but critical question: what do you do when there's a working fire and no hydrant within reach? In rural areas, isolated roads, remote properties, or regions with limited infrastructure, that question stops being hypothetical and becomes an immediate operational problem. Unlike the pumper, where the pump is the centerpiece, the water tender is defined by its capacity to transport large volumes of water. Its mission is to deliver supply where the fixed system doesn't exist, bringing the resource to the scene, rather than depending on municipal infrastructure. On extended operations, that capacity can mean the difference between maintaining an aggressive attack and watching the operation stall for lack of water. It operates as part of a mobile water supply system. On many incidents, it works in tandem with other apparatus, establishing a continuous shuttle cycle to sustain the attack. Less visible to the public, essential to the strategy. The water tender proves that firefighting is also a logistics problem. And when the fixed infrastructure fails or simply isn't there, this is the apparatus that keeps the operation alive. Brush truck. If some apparatus were built to operate on city streets, the brush truck was built for where the access starts to run out. Smaller, more maneuverable, designed for terrain where a conventional unit would struggle to enter, turn around, or even arrive. That alone defines its primary role: fast response in hostile, uneven, and remote environments. Closely associated with vegetation fires, wildland areas, dry terrain, dirt roads, and the urban wildland interface, it prioritizes mobility, four-wheel drive capability, and terrain adaptability over sheer size. It can advance through trails, steep grades, and unstable surfaces where a larger apparatus would be too slow or too exposed. It operates in dynamic fire behavior conditions, fires that move fast, shift direction with the wind, and demand constant situational awareness. The brush truck represents a different attack philosophy: more mobile, more flexible, and often more aggressive in the approach. Where other apparatus depend on urban infrastructure and open roads, this one was purpose-built for when the fire car leaves the city and enters an environment where terrain and mobility make most of the decisions. Hazmat. The apparatus that most redefines what fire departments actually do. The hazmat unit doesn't exist to fight ordinary fires. It exists to respond to incidents where the danger may be invisible, toxic, corrosive, flammable, or not yet identified. The threat here isn't just what's burning, it's what's spreading, contaminating, or reacting. A specialized unit for incidents involving hazardous materials, chemical leaks, spills, contaminated atmospheres, industrial substances, compressed gases, and materials requiring identification, containment, and technical control. In these scenes, acting fast without understanding the agent involved can make everything worse. The operating principle is different. Identify first, measure, isolate, protect, then intervene. Detection equipment, atmospheric monitoring, containment systems, decontamination capabilities, and specialized personal protective equipment. More than raw capability, the hazmat unit represents applied expertise. And that may be its most important point. It demonstrates that the fire service extends well beyond extinguishment, into recognizing complex threats and preventing a contained incident from becoming something far larger. In the end, each of these apparatus was built for a different problem, with its own constraints, risks, and operational priorities. Understanding that changes how you look at the fire service entirely. 6 response profiles, 6 distinct functions, and any one of them can intersect with the 9 classes of hazardous materials that firefighters are trained to identify and manage. If you want to understand how that classification system works, that's the next video.